Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now. This morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Friday, August 2nd. Happy Friday, everybody. Yesterday was a pretty great day, I thought, at least. Can we expect more this weekend, or what do we got going on?
I might even go outside this weekend.
Oh, alert the press.
Alert the press. I'll alert the media.
That should mean it should be pretty good out there.
It should be pretty good. We'll see summertime all the way into Saturday, and then eventually, well, we're going to start to see cooler conditions start to slip into the picture. In fact, we're going to see temperatures drop down as well. We'll hold on to some fog and low cloud activity this morning. It was mostly just patchy fog currently. And then once we get into today, sunny and hot conditions will ensue. Then we go into the weekend. Yeah, that sunshine continues into Saturday, and we'll get to at least sunny to partly cloudy skies. And then we'll get into some storm potential. All right, so right now there's some fog and low cloud activity currently here locally. Once we get into the weekend, though, as I mentioned, 89 degrees for Saturday, sunny to partly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy skies going into Sunday. In fact, you have a 20% chance of showers and storm, maybe. And then we get into Monday, you're looking at a 60% chance of storm activity, and that will carry over into the overnight, turning into a 70% chance into your early morning on a Tuesday. Take a look at the radar right now. Not much happening out there currently, but we can see the temperatures are holding on nicely. 60s widespread to now. We just bumped out of 70 degrees, but of course the current dew points are in the 60s, and it's still a little bit juicy out there right about now. La Crosse, you're holding on to some sunshine. Expect the 80s to roll right in, and even Eau Claire will get into the mix with the sunshine, and of course those upper 70s to around the low 80s expected. More about this coming up for you when I return.
Breaking overnight, 3 Americans who were held prisoner in Russia are now back home. They were greeted overnight by President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris at a military base outside of Washington, D.C. In all, 24 people were released yesterday in one of the largest prisoner swaps since the end of the Cold War. CBS's Leah Mishkin has more from London.
A historic and emotional homecoming. 3 Americans, Marine veteran Paul Whelan, Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, and radio journalist Alsu Kormasheva, all reunited with their families on U.S. soil following their release from Russian custody.
I feel great. It's a long time coming. Yeah. So I'm glad to be back.
16 prisoners were released from Russia in the deal, including U.S. permanent resident and Pulitzer Prize-winning writer Vladimir Kara-Murza, an outspoken Kremlin critic who is serving 25 years on charges of treason. 8 prisoners were returned to Russia. Among them was convicted murderer Vadim Krasikov, who was serving a life sentence in Germany. Russian nationals were also released from the U.S., Slovenia, Poland, and Norway.
I asked them to do some things that were against their immediate self-interest, and really very difficult for them to do, particularly Germany and Slovenia.
This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy.
Earlier yesterday, the families of the released prisoners were at the White House.
It is unbelievable because we didn't expect this to happen.
The Biden administration is facing some criticism that the exchange could embolden Russian President Vladimir Putin to arrest more Americans.
I don't buy this idea that you're gonna let these people rot in jail because other people may be captured.
The 3 freed Americans will now undergo medical treatment in San Antonio as they adjust to life back home.
In the past 3 years, the Biden administration has secured the release of more than 60 hostages or wrongfully detained people, including basketball star and U.S. Olympian Brittany Griner, who said in a statement yesterday, every American returned is a win. Unfortunately, there are still several other Americans still being held in Russia who are not a part of yesterday's prisoner exchange. New this morning, if you live in downtown or near French Island, you may have noticed your alarm clock blinking. That's because some areas experienced a power outage overnight. Take a look at this footage from our News 8 City Cam. It captured the moment parts of downtown lost power just before midnight. At 1 this morning, Xcel Energy reported 106 customers near downtown La Crosse and 609 on French Island were affected. Currently, Xcel is reporting service to all of those customers has been restored. Only 1 in downtown La Crosse is still without power. The unfortunate one. And closer to home, the La Crosse man accused of stabbing his wife to death is bound over for trial. 39-year-old Zachary Fritz is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. On June 10th, his wife was found dead in their home with more than 50 stab wounds, as well as bite marks on her face and neck. Fritz claimed she killed herself. In La Crosse County Court yesterday, he pleaded not guilty, and a judge found probable cause a crime was committed. He's set to be back in court in November. Happening today, if you notice a heavy police presence at the Onalaska Omni Center, don't be alarmed, it's just a drill. The Holmen Police Department and School District are conducting a live reunification exercise from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That training will help families understand how to reunite with their children if an incident occurs at school. A downtown La Crosse staple is closing its doors for good. Legendary nut and chocolate store Finotti's is set to close after 37 years. Lauren and Frank Finotti opened their store in 1986, serving the La Crosse community delicious treats ever since. The closing comes after the passing of Frank earlier this year. Lauren says she's grateful for the support the community has shown after her tough decision to close.
It will be so hard, but at the same time, I am beyond grateful. The blessings have been overflowing.
We wish her the best. Lauren is a friend of our show. Members of the community are encouraged to pick up some sweet treats one last time before supplies run out. Big changes are coming to downtown La Crosse after last night's City Finance and Personnel meeting. The Finance and Personnel Committee approved a plan to take a close look at downtown parking. This means they'll be checking how much it costs to run and maintain parking in the area. The city is also tackling housing problems. La Crosse plans to spend nearly $1.1 million on housing this year. This money will fix up old homes, give 75 people a place to sleep at night, and create more affordable housing. One project called Driftless Apartments will add 120 new affordable homes to the city. If you travel along Winona's Highway 61, you'll need to be extra alert for construction crews starting Monday. The repair work will be done on 2 bridges, with work closing 1 lane at a time, except for slow-moving traffic, and signs will be posted in advance on Highway 61. The Minnesota Department of Transportation has a few safety tips for drivers while passing by these construction zones, including driving undistracted, avoid using your phones, give workers room to complete their work, and be patient.
Being a good, polite driver is also being a safe driver. If you do move over when you can, that could actually be the difference between life and death sometimes.
For more safety tips, visit our website, news8000.com. Vice President Kamala Harris will make several battleground state visits next week, including one in Eau Claire Wednesday. She's also expected to have her selected running mate with her. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is one of at least 6 options who've had calls with Harris's team this week. The 60-year-old is a former high school teacher who also represented Southeast Minnesota in Congress. In a press conference, Walz addressed the VP rumors, saying he's not interviewing for anything. He says the attention on him is more of a reflection of the legislative work Minnesota has done in the last few years.
I don't know if every high school geography teacher expects to be in this position at some point, but it is very strange to be running on my treadmill and have people talking about the things that are there, and I scream back, this guy is too old. I'm running my butt off here on the treadmill.
Walz says he hopes the VP selection is someone who's compatible with Kamala Harris and the kinds of policies the Biden-Harris administration has implemented. Get ready for an exciting weekend of events in the Coulee region and Chippewa Valley. The Harry J. Olson Senior Center in La Crosse is hosting a chicken Q bake today. Enjoy a chicken dinner with sides and bring home some baked goods while you're at it. Live music and a show are also planned, weather permitting. They say Neon Beach Party meets Midwest Nice at the Eckers Apple Farm Half Moon Party. Tomorrow, drink, dance it out, and be sure to wear neon for the beachy Blacklight Party. The Northwood Starfest is this weekend at Hobbs Observatory. Enjoy a full weekend of stargazing, featured speakers, a gear swap, a raffle, and more. On-site camping, lodgings, and campsites are available. The time now is 6:08. Still ahead on your morning news. Gas costs are down this week, but prices are on their way up. Babies R Us is returning to Kohl's, and Intel is eliminating 15% of its workforce after a revenue decline. And is your wallet ready for a change? The Federal Reserve just hinted interest rate cuts could be coming. After the break, we'll show you how these cuts could affect your finances and what smart moves you can make now to stay ahead. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn. But how did it get there? The first thing to get straight is roses have prickles, which, unlike thorns, are made from the skin of the plant and not wood. Researchers track these spikes to an ancient gene family named Lonely Guy. The genes can turn on and off the prickle trait in many species and has been doing so for 400 million years. So now that we know where prickles come from, it may help scientists develop roses that don't have them and gives a closer look at how the genus of plants has evolved over the years. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city of Palms, Fort Myers, Florida. Looking pretty nice there. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is next.
Start your adventure and get in a new Jeep at Pischke Motors La Crosse or Pischke Motors West Salem.
Make this the summer with a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Stop into Pischke Motors now to save over $6,000 off MSRP on select 2024 Grand Cherokees. The Grand Cherokee is ready for your next adventure and is a modern icon of style and strength with the power and confidence you know Jeep provides. Hurry in, this offer ends July 31st.
Start your search at Pischke.com and drive away in your new Jeep.
For anybody in this region who is facing mobility issues,
I'd recommend Access Elevator because I know Jason.
The thing that sets Jason apart is that commitment, that passion for making life more pleasant. He will help you think about how to make your life easier in ways that you have not thought about.
There's no second guessing. I immediately say, call Access.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevators. Stop in and see us today.
Beat the heat with the coldest prices around at Black River Furniture Outlet. Reimagine your living room with new upholstery. Choose from Ashley, Catnapper, Bestcraft, or Best Home Furnishings and find the perfect seat for you. Sleeper and easy sofas available. Stop in and upgrade your mattress to a new hybrid, foam, or cooling gel bed and sleep comfortable this summer. Get your deck outfitted with our new Poly Outdoor. Bottom prices on top quality fan back, rollback, and swivel gliders. Love seats, pub seats, and accent tables available. Celebrating 30 years of community and business. Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
Let River City Grill in Winona, Minnesota be your new go-to dinner destination. We provide exceptional service no matter the occasion. From date nights to family outings with the kids, we have something for everybody at the table. Enjoy one of our 23 tap beers and pair it with a burger and fries during our happy hour from 2 to 6 p.m. Or, for a fine dining experience, try our salmon and steak entrees paired with our amazing signature cocktails. River City Grill, located in Winona, Minnesota. Call or book an online reservation today.
Jolivet Family Farms. There's no substitute for homegrown freshness. Jolivet's homegrown triple sweet corn is picked fresh daily. Join us Sundays 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for our roasted sweet corn and charcoal brats. Jolivet's also features homegrown carrots, sweet onions, peppers, beets, cabbage, dill, tomatoes, cucumbers, blueberries, and so much more. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. Buy fresh, buy local. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
The history of Pleasing is a history of taste. After World War II, my grandfather, Frank Italiano, spent time in China and acquired a gourmet taste which became his passion. He developed a seasoning and shared it with his friends. In 1952, Pleasing was created. That first seasoning has grown to 40 different blends. This history of taste continues with both the second and the third generations as we explore people's changing tastes. Stop by the Pleasing Outlet store on Ward Avenue and taste the history.
All right, I have your fog and low cloud activity right about now. As we get into it here, we're holding on to conditions that are still favorable for just patchy fog right now. So not much really to disturb your morning commute. Rainfall of the last 24 hours though, we didn't do great, but we got some rainfall out of it. Then most of it kind of moved off to the east, and then things kind of dropped down on us. Nice looking day to start though. We're in fair skies right now. We've gone from we're in mostly cloudy skies going to partly cloudy skies for this morning, and then eventually we'll get into the sunshine for the better part of the day. So call it at least sunny to at least mostly sunny skies. Temperatures holding on to the 60s widespread. We just bumped out of the 70s, 69 in Prairie du Chien, as you can see. We'll get into the next 24 hours, or I should say the last 24 hours. We have now just dropped in from at least 2 to about 11 degrees cooler than what we have been. But believe me, we're going to get warmer today. You're going to see those numbers, upper 60s all the way up to the 70s and 80s once we get into Eau Claire today with a whole lot of sunshine. And for La Crosse, we'll do do the exact same thing. Sunshine with 60s, 70s, and 80s. Getting into the afternoon, we'll get up to about 90 degrees, possibly 91 degrees for your highs. You'll pick up everybody's highs right in here. You can see 88 in Ladysmith, Eau Claire 89, Winona 89, 91 for La Crosse. Next door, Sparta 89 degrees, 89 in Voguefield down to the south, 80s, upper 80s and the low 90s for you. It will feel like it's upper 80s all the way to the lower 90s on your skin, and so it's going to be quite warm, so please don't forget to hydrate today. As we roll right into how this all plays out for the remainder of the weekend, though, we'll find ourselves getting into at least some more of that heat tomorrow. Similar conditions on Saturday with sunny to partly cloudy skies, getting into at least some storm activity, possibly into Sunday. Have a good day.
In your consumer news this morning, you may want to head to the gas station on your way out because prices are on the way up. The national average for a gallon in the U.S. is $3.48 according to AAA. That is a 4-cent dip from last week, but the downward trend might not be around too much longer. Forecasters say a tropical storm is heading toward the Caribbean Sea, and if it makes it to the Gulf of Mexico, oil prices could rise. Another factor that could affect oil, increased tensions in the Middle East. When Toys R Us went under, another brand went with it, but now Babies R Us is returning. Kohl's announces it's adding Babies R Us to 200 of its stores. They're starting to open this month and will be all ready by the holidays. Kohl's has a map on its website where you can see the locations, but don't worry if you don't live near one. The Babies R Us items will also be available online. Intel is eliminating 15% of its workforce as it struggles to turn around business. The layoffs will affect nearly 15,000 jobs. In a memo yesterday, the CEO said the company wants to save $10 billion by 2025. The announcement also comes as the chip maker reported its revenue declined 1% from the year prior. Along with the layoffs, Intel will suspend its dividends starting the fourth quarter of this year. Intel shares dropped 19% in after-hours trading. The Federal Reserve wrapped up a two-day meeting this week and signaled interest rate cuts are on the horizon. So how can households prepare for their finances for what's next? Karen Caifa has the answer.
With progress on inflation, the Federal Reserve inching closer to bringing its benchmark interest rate down from a 23-year peak. But Greg McBride, chief financial analyst for Bankrate, says households should know those rate cuts will come slowly, and just one or two won't dramatically reduce consumers' interest payments.
So if you have high-cost credit card debt or even a home equity line of credit, many of which have rates in the double digits right now, you need to continue to prioritize paying down that debt aggressively.
McBride says households waiting for more favorable terms on loans can use this time to make sure their credit is in prime shape.
Make sure your credit rating is in the best possible position that it can be so you can qualify for the most competitive rates. Comparison shop, not only for the financing, but for the vehicle, for the home. Negotiate, make sure you're not overpaying on price.
Jacob Channel, senior housing economist for LendingTree, says it's a good time for potential home buyers to do their research.
The Fed is lowering rates. Mortgage rates are probably going to come down too. And like people always say, real estate is local. So look at what's going on in your broader market.
Channel also says whatever the borrowing landscape, it's important for consumers to set their own comfort zone.
At the end of the day, what matters most is what your personal finances look like, what you can truly afford, what you'd be comfortable borrowing.
That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now 6:17. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett for a look at our Friday forecast.
Hey, quiet weather today, starting out some patchy fog and low cloud activity for your morning commute. Then we get into today, it's going to be sunny. We'll also feel the humidity returning again. It's going to feel like summer, and we'll take that all the way into Saturday as well. Then we may have some storms popping in for Sunday. We'll keep an eye on that for you, but for now, let's take a quick peek on how this will all play out. First, you get into Saturday, you're going to see a little bit of a, you see some good sunshine, and you'll see maybe some storm activity trying to pop into the picture. Saturday night going into Sunday, you'll see it light up well to the north and eventually kind of dropping down towards La Crosse, picking up some cloud cover here, getting to partly cloudy skies. You can see that extending down to the south with more of that, possibly coming from our west and then dropping down on us again for La Crosse, maybe a little shower or two, possibly to a storm. A look ahead for La Crosse we have today, though, beautiful sunshine expected. Right now we're in partly to mostly cloudy skies chance right now. We'll get rid of that and get into the sunshine. Eau Claire looking at more of the 70s and 80s again, warming up, everybody getting back up into the 80s and possibly into the 90s today. Your zone forecast will take you right into it all the way up into Medora. You're looking at 90 degrees, 90-degree heat for Shelby as well. You'll see about, again, down to the south, you'll hold on to eventually more of those upper 90s to around the upper 80s for you. Humidity will be a factor again, and then picking up as we go into Saturday. We'll see Mondovio holding on to sunshine. All that sunshine continues to stretch all the way down to La Crosse as well as into Elroy. And then once you take a look up into the north again, Ladysmith 88 degrees expected. You'll get into Cornell about 89 degrees and holding on to areas right by Eau Claire, 89 degrees for you there. And of course, you'll see as the weekend progresses, 89 degrees. So not much change from today into tomorrow, with the exception of increasing clouds. You'll see more clouds coming in for Sunday with the potential of a 20% chance of storm activity. And then maybe for Monday, we'll get into 82 degrees possible with storm activity continuing on from 60% all the way up to 70% once you get into the nighttime. As you take a look at your 8-day forecast, away we go. Highs today in La Crosse, 91 degrees for 89 for tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine to partly cloudy skies, as I mentioned, with a 20% chance of showers. 87 degrees for your highs on Sunday. So the humidity is going to back off gradually. Once we get into Monday, though, with storm activity, cooler air slipping in, temperatures drop down below seasonal average. We get into 82 degrees with more of those below seasonal averages going into the work week for Tuesday and Wednesday. Mild conditions will ensue, and I'm talking about the lower side of the mild side. You'll see that continue on for Thursday and Friday with sunny skies to partly cloudy conditions, and then you're looking at temperatures around 79 degrees. That's your forecast.
Thank you, Art. The time now is 6:20. Still ahead, county fairs across Minnesota are enacting new animal testing mandates. Coming up in your morning medical news, we'll look at why fair officials are doing this and what it means for the upcoming Minnesota State Fair.
Coming up in the Blitz, I tell you which Legion teams are playing where in their respective state tournaments, plus a lot less runs scored last night in the Loggers game. Could they make it 2 W's in a row? Find out next.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Taco John's potato olays are the best potatoes on the planet. And now we guarantee your order is served hot and crispy, or we'll replace them on the spot. Let's see a French fry guarantee that. Potato olays, hot, fresh, and crispy guaranteed at Taco John's.
Find comfort in your world in a stressless recliner. Take a time out, have a seat, and enjoy a special offer from Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Save in an instant on stressless furniture at Drury's in Fountain. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless recliner, sofa, or sectional, designed with the world's most innovative comfort features. Don't wait. It's time for Stressless. On sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
The Pro Pulling League is coming back to the Hillsboro Fireman's Park again August 9th and 10th. It's time for the annual tradition known as the Hillsboro Charity Tractor Pull. 8 great PPL classes are competing over 3 sessions, including Pro Stock tractors, Super Modified tractors, mini rods, and more. Friday starts at 7 p.m. and Saturday has 2 sessions, noon and 6 p.m. Camping's available and tickets are just $25. Kids are free. Don't miss it.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, later today it's the beginning of Legion State Tournament action for 19U boys and 18U girls on teams around the area. On the softball side, 5 remain, while 4 baseball squads' dreams of being state champs are still intact. All the softball games will be happening in DeForest. Sparta and West Salem are back for the 2nd straight year. Arcadia has made it to the state for their first year of Legion action, and D2 runner-up from last year, Viroqua, is back again as well. On the baseball side, West Salem and Onalaska are in West Salem in Class 2 play. Those two could play again if both squads win their opener, and Westby and Viroqua will go head-to-head for the third time this season in Class 1A. Looking at those first games for the ladies, Arcadia will face off with a familiar foe, Westby, at noon. And in Division II, West Salem faces Whittlesea at noon as well. Then Sparta matches up with Augusta at 4. On the boys' side, Viroqua and Westby will do battle at 1 in Osseo. And in Class 2A, Onalaska will play Fort Atkinson at 1:30, and the hosts, West Salem, have the nightcap against Beaver Dam at 7. Not much action in the neighborhood yesterday, but down in Waterloo, the Loggers were taking on the Bucks. Not nearly as much scoring as last night for lacrosse, but in the 5th, Matt Muro rips a hit that scores the first run. He'd be tagged out at second. Next inning, it's Mitch Wood with 2 in scoring position. He ropes one into center to plate another and give the visitors a 2-run lead, but a costly error in the bottom half of the frame helped Waterloo even things up, and Christian Smith lifts a sac fly that would be the eventual game-winning run. And here's a look at the new threads the Packers will be sporting for a game this season. The all-white look is tabbed the Winter Warning. The team encourages fans to also wear white to the game if they plan on attending. The date of that one is October 20th against the Texans, so it probably won't be snowing during that one, which could have easily posed some visual issues. The team first experimented with white as an alternate color back in 1938. And while I do love those iconic gold helmet, the all-white look, I will say, does look pretty clean. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our health care and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
During Carl's grand reopening here in Eau Claire, dinner is on us.
And you are invited.
Join us on Thursday, August 1st at noon for a special ribbon cutting with the Chamber. Come see our newly remodeled store and enter to win prizes.
Save up to 40% on appliances.
Plus, get a free steak dinner for 2.
Save on grills, mattresses, and all TVs are on sale.
Plus, get a free steak dinner for 2. It's Carl's grand reopening here in Eau Claire.
We'll see you on Thursday. Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
It's Toyota's National Sales Event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, during Toyota's National Sales Event, you can lease a new Tacoma for $349 a month, or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra.
Come in today. Ooh, like
Toyota, let's go places.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma? How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You can even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. A trip to the fair this year will include some extra health precautions, not for us, but for the animals. Adam Dukester shares the impact it's having already and what farmers are doing to stay safe.
If at any point in the last 20 years you visited the cattle barn at the Benton County Fair,
everything in this barn will be shown tomorrow, Wednesday, during the fair.
There's a good chance you've seen Adam Skapansky.
And there's probably at least 6 of the 7 main breeds here.
A family dairy farmer and former 4-H'er knows how much goes into getting here.
Kids get to show their cows. They work with them all spring. I mean, it gives them a chance to build character, hard work, different ethics they can build there.
But this year,
we want to take every precaution to keep every animal as healthy as we can.
Takes extra steps.
Our team has really done their due diligence and researched this.
This and every county fair, along with the state fair, requiring every cow to get a negative test for bird flu after the virus spread into Minnesota livestock for the first time this summer. Board President Ted Prom says they want to stress there's no known risk to humans. He says this can be a teaching moment.
We are more educational about it. We want the consumer to know that, we're trying our best on a daily basis to provide that husbandry for those animals.
Skapansky says the only cow concern this week should be who gets the first place ribbon.
It's just like the flu when you're sick. You don't want to bring it in and start spreading it around.
And the Minnesota State Fair will not have live dairy cow births this year due to bird flu concerns. That fair will still feature live births for other animals, though. In your morning medical news, a new survey is shedding light on teen mental health, revealing that young people have more coping skills than we might think. Sometimes they just need us to listen. The survey asked more than 1,600 kids ages 10 to 18 about their emotional lives and their needs from the adults who care for them. 45% said they felt stressed the day before, 38% felt anxious, and 23% felt sad. But almost all of them, 94%, said they also felt happiness for much of that day. Researchers also found 1 in 6 parents have a hard time comforting and communicating with their teen. Regular aspirin use may keep the oncologist away, at least when it comes to colorectal cancer. That's according to a new study published yesterday. The authors found those who took aspirin on a regular basis had an 18% lower risk of developing colorectal cancer than non-users. Colorectal cancer is the second most common cause of cancer death worldwide. The causes of colorectal cancer can be genetic, but certain lifestyle factors can also increase the risk, like an unhealthy diet, not getting enough exercise, drinking alcohol, smoking, and having a high body mass index. With festival season just around the corner, Gunderson Tri-State Ambulance is rolling out a familiar tool to help cut the crowds and respond to emergencies quickly. News 8 Now's Michael Germain shows us how e-bikes are putting a new spin on emergency response times.
Your beard hair. We take them to the larger scale events like Oktoberfest, Riverfest.
It's old-fashioned technology designed with a modern twist. Electric bicycles used by paramedics to cut through crowds quickly, allowing access to an emergency in a pinch.
And we can kind of get them stabilized as best we can before our ambulance is able to get patient side.
During large gatherings like Oktoberfest, an ambulance in a crowd can be like a bowl in a china shop. With these e-bikes, paramedics can quickly and easily pinpoint the patient's location.
So our crews can get their way to them.
They're equipped with a range of medical gear, just like an ambulance.
We can intubate if a patient is having airway difficulty. We have an AED on our bike team, so if someone goes into cardiac arrest, we can use that.
But that's not all. The bikes also carry a dedicated cell phone, so dispatchers can see their whereabouts at all times.
They can see where our exact location is from the GPS location, which has been a huge advance in technology for us.
They're also less scary and a little more inviting for any little ones nearby.
So we'll go out there, we'll play with the kids, we'll play catch, and hand out glow sticks for the torchlight parades. It's stuff like that.
Reporting in La Crosse, Michael Germain, News 8 Now this morning.
Tri-State officials say they're planning to deploy the bike team at more community events and smaller gatherings like Moon Tunes. Minnesota State College Southeast is making it easier for you to get financial aid for your education. The college hosted a FAFSA completion event, inviting students to get help with this crucial application. Properly filling out the forms helps students avoid taking out student loans they may not need in order to pursue their education. If you or your child still needs to complete the FAFSA, you can head over to fafsa.gov. Irish Fest is almost a week away, and there are now some new features this year aiming to bring out the Irish in everyone. Yesterday, organizers met at Riverside Park to reveal the lineup of performers and some new additions. Some changes this year: the Highland Games will be outside of the fest grounds, while Tug of War will be inside, expecting to be one of the largest they've held to date. The Fiddle Contest is back this year, along with Irish bands, dance performers, and vendors serving Irish food.
You heard us talk about the genealogy. I don't think any other festival in our area does that. It's a lot of fun for people to come in. They get in line, fill out a little sheet, and then they get on the computer and the internet and are able to trace it back.
Very nice.
Irish Fest is Friday, August 9th through Sunday the 11th. Ticket prices and a full schedule of events can be found on our website. Time now is 6:34. Here's News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our Friday morning commute.
All right, from Tropical Storm Carlota working its way away from the west coast, you're going to be seeing this continue to drag out. We take it a little bit more so over to the east coast, and then you're taking a look at a tropical wave that may be developing just off of Port-au-Prince and Dominican Republic, working its way towards the Cuba and, of course, the United States and the east coast there. We have quiet weather. We have a huge area of low pressure to the north, and we're going to see this set up the possibility of more storm activity working its way right out of Canada and then kind of heading toward our area. In fact, being said now, and commute, we've got some morning fog and low cloud activity. We've got the weekend looking to be at least sunny to partly cloudy skies, with the possibility of more storms coming into the process as we go into Saturday night into Sunday, and then maybe continuing into Monday as well. That being said, take a quick look at what I've got going on for you. You've got the Saturday storms potentially. You've got a low off getting into more of that sunshine coming in to finish out going into Sunday, with more storm potential coming in later on as we finish out right back into Sunday going to the PM hour, and then looking pretty nice for Friday as we go into La Crosse, and Eau Claire will do the same thing as well. All right, what we've got going on for you here, I can send it right back to you here.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, how about Mackenzie? She's turning 8 years old today. She especially loves to dance and spend time with her friends.
Happy birthday to her. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, meet the man behind Abe's Raves, the culinary explorer putting La Crosse's food scene on the map. Learn where you should be eating this weekend.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. It's a free ride. But I already paid.
After long-standing efforts from Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, 3 of the 4 biggest pharmaceutical companies say they're going to start capping the prices of their inhalers.
They used to charge families like ours $600 a month for an inhaler, even though they cost less than $5 to make. So Tammy Baldwin fought the drug companies, and she won. Now Hadley's inhaler costs $35, and we're breathing easier.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message. I don't work for the drug companies. I work for you.
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Heading out for a day at the beach or a weekend in the mountains. make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V or turn heads in the sporty Civic. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
At Peace of Mind Counseling, we believe that everyone has the ability to change and grow. Find your peace of mind. We can help.
Find comfort in your world in a stressless recliner. Take a time out, have a seat, and enjoy a special offer from Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Save in an instant on stressless furniture at Drury's in Fountain. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless recliner, sofa, or sectional, designed with the world's most innovative comfort features. Don't wait. It's time for Stressless. On sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Our phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected, which is ironic. Don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
All right, getting back to your local forecast, your morning commute holding on to some fog right now, mostly patchy. Humid conditions on the way for us today with a whole lot of sunshine. We'll get into the weekend. You're looking at sunny skies. Then we'll see the potential for storm activity working into the forecast. As you get into the current visibility, though, you're seeing some fog up to the north, getting into Ladysmith as well as Eau Claire. You get down to La Crosse, not much, but into the river valleys, you're going to see the fog there. Holding on to Sparta, you're at 8 miles visibility. You were already down to 1. You're doing much better. And Viroqua holding on to 7 miles of visibility. Everybody else is doing pretty nicely there. City Cam, as you can see over the last several hours here, we picked up some clearing skies after the morning fog and low cloud activity. You can see the fog out there in the distance right there, and then picking that up, we'll also see some skies now also breaking apart quite nicely. So the sunshine is ahead for us again, 71 to 84 degrees, possibly up to the upper 80s and the lower 90s for our highs today. You'll see the sunshine still continues into the evening hours, and Eau Claire doing the same. Zone forecast for you, though. Everybody's picking up the heat today. The humidity is going to build back into those lower 90s, possibly the upper 80s for some locations. That'll be just a tad bit cooler today. You'll see that through the central zone. We'll also see it going into portions of the north zone today. It'll be a little bit cooler up there with the upper 80s, but still a little bit more warmer on your skin than you're used to. All right, so it'll feel like it's about 87 degrees or so to about 91 degrees on your skin today. You get a little bit closer to La Crosse, it'll feel like 90 degrees, possibly a tad bit warmer than that, and then down to the south it'll feel like you're in the mid to upper 80s. Your weekend holding on to at least more of that heat and humidity. As for Saturday is concerned, you're looking at partly cloudy skies getting to mostly cloudy skies by Sunday with a chance of showers to storms, and then we'll see for Monday a 60% chance of storms moving to the picture and ramping up to about a 70% chance going into Tuesday. So what we have for you, 91 today, 89 tomorrow with warm conditions, summertime like feel. Changing it up though, getting below or near seasonal average temperatures by Sunday with a 20% chance of rainfall. Below seasonal average for Monday, picking up temperatures around 82 degrees. And then once you get into Tuesday, you're seeing well below seasonal averages all the way through midweek and then into Thursday and Friday with temperatures holding on to those upper 70s and of course partly to mostly cloudy skies to finish out your week. Back to you.
If your social media feed has been making you hungry lately, chances are you've stumbled upon Abe's Raves. This local foodie phenomenon has been putting La Crosse's culinary scene on the map, one mouthwatering post at a time. And on this Foodie Friday, we're thrilled to have the man behind the menu himself. Joining us now is Abe, the tastemaker behind Abe's Raves. Good morning, Abe.
Good morning. Nice
So
to be here.
for people who haven't seen your posts, what are they all about?
So my main mission for my posts is just food. It's like a perfect unifier. There's nothing better than talking about food,
Right.
eating food. Like I feel like everyone's best memories are made around like the hearth of the home or at a specific restaurant. So being able to highlight the magical spots that we got here is a huge fun thing for me to do.
Yes, and very much loved and appreciated by your viewers.
Was there anything else that inspired you to take it to social media?
I think social media around that time I started in 2021 was just kind of a little too polar, a little too negative, and I needed a positive outlet, and that was like a perfect thing. I love food. I can talk about food, and it's one of those, like I said, it's a good unifier. I can talk to anybody about food. Even before this, we're already talking about what's going on. So
exactly.
It's a very fun thing.
Yeah, of course. And so what's your process, deciding what to feature? Is it just what you want to try, or do you take suggestions? How does that work?
I do take suggestions sometimes, not all the time. With those suggestions, I discovered the Novery in Winona. Holy cow, they got some flavors. Yeah. And Nui's Vogue. On Tuesdays, I've always wanted like an Italian beef sandwich, and someone's like, you gotta try this one. I'm like, oh, okay. And they make their own everything in-house, and it's very good. But yeah, so I'll listen to suggestions, but I also am like, what am I hungry for?
Right.
Like, what do I need? Or have I heard about that one place? I should probably check that out. Maybe it's amazing, maybe it's not. You know, it's a fun game to play.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. I also like put on little mini missions of like, find your best gyro, find like the best Reuben, best fries, like that kind of stuff. It's a very fun.
And people are always looking for that, right? They want the best this, best that.
Yeah.
So good resource for sure.
All right, so we know you're a foodie. So are you also a cook?
Yes, actually. Like I said, it's being around the hearth of the home or being at the dinner table is something I love to do with not only like family but friends, and most of my positive memories are just like telling funny stories around the table, right?
Yeah.
So I cook a lot. I've been part of a show called Cooking with Bo. And they invited me on as the guest host because they cover a lot of Hmong dishes that I'm not familiar with.
Right.
So I got to be the learner in the situation. It was very fulfilling and fun, and it's just kind of a fun, light thing to watch and educational at the same time.
Yeah, all right, so this question is probably very hard, but if you had to pick one La Crosse restaurant to eat at for the rest of your life, which would it be?
I might like make enemies here, I don't know. But so I think if I was trying to live a normal, average, healthy life, it would be the Damn Tasty.
Okay.
They have like a lot of local ingredients that they use. They're typically healthier. They serve it with a side of dressed greens, which is really good. They have like the balance with every single dish. Like the kimchi toast is amazing. The Turkish eggs are amazing. Even like their sandwich is very good. So I would probably do that because then it would force me to not eat from like 2 p.m. to the next day.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't gain weight as much. I don't know. It doesn't
Keeping
matter.
your health and longevity in mind.
That's exactly
I like
it.
that.
Yeah. But if there was no rules on the table, or if I wanted to, I would do a love child for supper.
Okay.
Oof.
I do see you posting about that frequently, and it is like on my list of next places to try.
It's my love. Oh my gosh. It's just a gem. Like when you go in there, you feel cozy. They have like huge felt velvet like curtains over the windows, and just it's a romantic atmosphere. It's a little pricier, but like it is so worth it.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
All right, so I'm new to town, so I'm gonna really need to understand what the food scene's all about. So where do we go to check this out?
Sure. As far as, are you talking about spaces?
No, I'm talking about your age range.
Oh, sure.
You.
Yeah. So you can look me up on Facebook. Just search Abe's Raves, and it should come up there. And I believe I did a couple of writings for La Crosse Local. You can search there. They got a cool like events calendar and stuff too, that kind of keeps you up to date and stuff that's going around.
Okay, great. And yeah, we had that information up there. And then quickly before you go, is there a hidden gem?
Ooh, this is not gonna be quick. I'm sorry. There's a lot of hidden gems. I really like Hmong food, Thai food, whatever. And some of the hidden gems are hidden within like grocery stores.
Oh.
So there's Yang's Deli, that is this tiny grocery store that has like produce you can't get anywhere else. And then there's this little side that like they serve pork belly or Hmong sausage. Same thing with the Hmong grocery store in Holman. That is also amazing. And I think other hidden gems are like weekly schedule stuff.
Right.
So like the banh mi from Shuby's. Holy moly, so good. Tuesdays, you got the Italian beef from Nui's, which I already brought up. What else? Thursdays is another sandwich from Pizzeria Della Rosa, and they do that up too. It's really like kind of an exciting thing to talk about, right? Like there's just so much out there, and I could go on forever, but like I have really enjoyed La Crosse kind of blooming into this fun and delicious place to be.
Yeah, there are so many places to check out. Yeah, hopefully you're taking notes, Art.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us and for coming on our show to tell us about it.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Stay with us, we're back after this.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our health care and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down at the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
Are you ready for a red-hot summer? At King Furniture, our prices are... Get your choice of these quality Jackson sets for $11.99. Need something more custom? Check out these 5 England sets for just $14.98. Available in your choice of over 100 fabrics. And in your home in just 30 days. Need a new recliner for Dad? We have hundreds of recliners all on sale and in stock. Get into King Furniture while the prices are...
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. Breaking overnight, 3 Americans now back on U.S. soil after being held prisoner in Russia. Joyous reunions with family at Joint Base Andrews late last night marked their return. Their freedom is thanks to the largest prisoner swap between Russia and the West since the Cold War. The 3 Americans released as part of the deal included Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, former U.S. Marine Paul Wieland, and Russian-American journalist Alsu Kurmashiva. Well, a cross man accused of stabbing his wife to death is bound over for trial. 39-year-old Zachary Fritz is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. On June 10th, his wife was found dead in their home with more than 50 stab wounds and bite marks on her face and neck. Fritz claimed she killed herself. In La Crosse County Court yesterday, he pleaded not guilty. He'll be back in court November 21st for a status conference. Happening today, if you notice a heavy police presence at the Onalaska Omni Center, don't be alarmed, it's just a drill. The Holman Police Department and School District conducting a live reunification exercise from 9 a.m. to 1. This training will help families understand how to reunite with their children if a school incident were to occur. If you live downtown La Crosse or near French Island, you may have noticed your alarm clock blinking. That's because some areas experienced a power outage last night. We have some footage to show you. It captured the moments parts of downtown lost power just before midnight. At 1 this morning, Xcel Energy's outage map reported 106 customers near downtown La Crosse and 609 on French Island were affected. Xcel is now reporting power has been restored to all customers. If you travel along Winona's Highway 61, you'll need to be extra alert for construction crews starting Monday. The repair work will be done on 2 bridges, with work closing 1 lane at a time, except for slow-moving traffic, and signs will be posted in advance on Highway 61. The Minnesota Department of Transportation says when you are passing construction, you should never use your phone, keep the distractions at a minimum, and give workers enough room to complete their work safely and pack your patience.
Being a good, polite driver is also being a safe driver. If you do move over when you can, that could actually be the difference between life and death sometimes.
We have some more safety tips for you at news8000.com. With festival season just around the corner, Gunderson Tri-State Ambulance is rolling out a familiar tool to help cut the crowds and respond to emergencies quickly. Last fall, Gunderson Tri-State Ambulance introduced electric bikes. The e-bike is used for large-scale events like Oktoberfest and Riverfest, allowing paramedics to cut through crowds quickly and providing access to an emergency in a pinch.
We can intubate if a patient is having airway difficulty. We have an AED on our bike team, so if someone goes into cardiac arrest, we can use that.
That's not all. The bikes also carry a dedicated cell phone so dispatchers can see their whereabouts at all times. Get ready for an exciting weekend of events, starting with the Harry J. Olson Senior Center in La Crosse, hosting a Chicken Q Bake today. Enjoy a chicken dinner with sides and bring home some baked goods. Live music and a show are also planned, weather permitting. They say Neon Beach Party meets Midwest Nice at the Eckers Apple Farm Half Moon Party. Tomorrow, drink, dance it out, and be sure to wear neon for the beachy Blacklight Party. The Northwoods Starfest is this weekend at Hobbs Observatory. Enjoy a full weekend of stargazing, featured speakers, a gear swap, a raffle, and more. On-site cabin lodging and campsites are also available.
All right, stargazing and moon gazing will happen later on tonight for you as well. It's going to be beautiful. Starts off, though, with humidity and sunshine and a gorgeous day with temperatures in the 80s and the 90s. We're back to the heat again. It feels like it will be in the upper 80s to the lower to middle 90s in some cases. Take a look at your weekend, though. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, not too bad. 89 degrees, fairly similar conditions. And then Sunday, mostly cloudy skies, 87 degrees, and getting into more rainfall on Monday.
All right, well, raise the glass when you get home from work, because today is International Beer Day. August 2nd has been set aside as the occasion to celebrate those who craft, brew, and serve one of the world's favorite beverages. It's also meant to unite the world under the banner of beer through celebrating the beers of all nations on a single day. You can mark the day by trying a beer you've never had before, attending a tasting, ordering a flight, or doing a brewery tour. Just remember, post your favorites online using the hashtag International Beer Day. Finally, one of these holidays falls on a weekend. Usually it's like International Tequila Day on a Wednesday.
Right.
Happy to see it's on a Friday. More people will be able to celebrate.
Tequila on a Wednesday is not too bad.
I guess not. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Exactly.
Thank you for starting your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Friday.